Pranams, love and greetings to each one of you from Guruji's ashrams in India. Everything in this world can be improved. So are our meditations. Don't you think so? During this satsang, I will share with you a few guidelines to make our meditations deeper and sweeter. Man needs motivation to succeed in any endeavor. What is the motivation for meditation? What is the purpose of life? To live in perpetual joy. No one can deny it. Everyone wants to live in perpetual joy. The scriptures of higher ages say that perpetual joy, Satyananda, can only be found in God. Know it now or after 10 incarnations. The joy we are seeking and the love we want to experience can only be found in God. And meditation is the most effective way to contact that God of joy and love. And that is the motivation for meditation. Because we all want to live in joy and experience love. Let me share with you a short story. One person was walking at night in a graveyard. I don't know why he chose graveyard for strolling, but he did. It was dark. The path was not very clear. While walking, he fell into a ditch. And he tried to come out of the ditch. The ditch was so deep and it was dark, he couldn't find any foothold, and so he couldn't come out of the ditch. Tried and tried as he might, but he couldn't. Then he resigned. Okay, tonight I will spend here, tomorrow morning I will see. He was sitting in one corner. A little later, somebody else was walking. He also fell in the same ditch. As soon as the second person fell, he also tried to come out. Tried and tried, he too couldn't make it. After watching this, the first person wanted to have some fun. So he changed his voice and says, I know you can't get out tonight, you have to with you, something. As soon as he said, fearing that it was a ghost, the second person tried and got out of it and ran away for life. How? Motivation. Because no one wants to spend his time, especially night, with a ghost. But if you think deeply, we are doing that. The ghost of disappointment is around the corner. The ghost of disease, the ghost of misunderstanding, the ghost of frustration, they're all waiting. Do you want to live? Why wait for a calamity to strike you, to shake you, to think about God? Right now, we should start. But that is the only way we can hope to live in this world free from tensions and fears. Bhagavan Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita, referring to yoga meditation, Swalpa mafyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat, meaning even a little practice of this religious rite will save you from dire fears. We are not assured that the problems are solved, troubles are taken out, but the fears that come out of them, we are freed from if we practice this meditation. Then isn't not motivation enough for us to meditate? We should be able to say that no matter what's happening around me, no matter what's happening to me, still I can be joyful. And this is possible. It is possible. If we meditate regularly, we come to the stage where we make these words our own. No matter what's happening around me, no matter what's happening to me, I can still be joyful. I mean, that is the motivation for meditation. Second point, attitude. We all start meditation with good intentions. But it's all too easy to forget the goal and with time get lost in externals and side issues. Watch out. Ask yourself, why do you want to meditate? I don't mean in a general way, why do I want to meditate? No. When you are sitting this evening or every meditation, why am I meditating now? What could be the answer? Meditation is a good habit. That's why I am meditating. Or, I gave a promise to Guruji that I would meditate twice a day. Or, I have nothing else to do, let me meditate. But remember, none of these reasons are adequate to be successful in meditation. It's not because meditation is a good habit, or because we gave a promise. The attitude should be, I am meditating now because God is waiting for me. I am meditating now because God is waiting for me. God must be there in meditation. That consciousness, when you sit for meditation, you feel the presence of God and Gurus. Put yourself in the embrace of God, in the presence of Guru, and then start meditating. God must be there in meditation. I will share with you a story from the life of Brother Anandamaji. Once he was working in a retreat. Guruji was there. Not many people were present. One day, he finished his work in the morning and he took a break for meditation and then lunch. Normally we break before lunch and we meditate. Swamiji chose to go to the rooftop to meditate on that day. He went and sat there. A little later, he heard the footsteps of someone coming to the roof. There were not many people around. It was Guruji who was working there. So it must be Guruji. So Guruji is coming up. He was so happy that Guruji is coming up. And Swamiji was so thrilled. Immediately he went so deep into meditation. Sometime later, someone was scratching his foot. He opened his eyes and saw it was a dog sitting next to him. And Swami Anandamaji told that it wasn't the dog that helped him go deep into meditation, but the thought that Guruji is here, that helped him to go deep into meditation. That you can do, I can do. We can always meditate with Guruji with us. I mean, that is the reason we have prayer, opening prayer. We invite all our Gurus, invoke their blessings, feel that they are here, and then start meditation. God must be there. Guruji must be there in our meditations. And next, thoughts, concentration. Anyone here who has any problem with thoughts? If you have a problem with thoughts in meditation, Take heart. You are not alone. You are sharing the experience with millions. It's not only your problem, it's also my problem. It's his problem and her problem. Universal. We all have a problem with thoughts disturbing. But there are some clues to get over, to minimize the effect. I have a question. Do you have any control over the birds flying overhead? Suppose you are out in the open. Do you have any control over the birds flying over your head? No, you have no control. But can you prevent a bird sitting on your head and making a nest? You can. Same thing. You may not have any control of the thoughts coming and going. If thoughts come and go, these passing thoughts don't disturb you that much. They can come, thought has come, gone, another thought, still you can go on with your meditation, hangsa, om, kriya, stillness, whatever it is. They don't disturb, passing thoughts. But if you catch one thought and start brooding over the past or building over the future, then you are allowing the thought to make a nest in your mind. And it's no more a thought, it becomes an action. And you are emotionally involved in that action and thrown out of meditation. That is what you need to avoid. Passing thoughts won't disturb you, but don't allow yourself to brood over one particular thought. Then the whole attention, emotions go into that, and you are thrown out of meditation. That is something we should be careful. Let's not worry about passing thoughts. Thoughts come and go. Sometimes I catch myself brooding. Already brooding. I want to come out, but I can't because I'm solving a problem. Because there is no disturbance, no arguments, all alone, going on. It's quite interesting, Brooding, brooding, brooding. When I can't come out, then I use a trick. I willingly take another thought, generally some pleasant experience that I had in the last couple of days. Pleasant experience. Then because it's quite pleasant, mind starts going to this. When mind goes to this thought, then I drop this thought, which I took it myself, and this also is gone. It's like removing one thorn with another and then throwing both thorns. Use one positive thought to remove what you are brooding over and then get cleared. But one caution. Don't make it a habit. Take one thought, another thought, and another thought, and go on this, and then quote me that I suggested this. That is something to be avoided. So, passing thoughts, no problem. Any deep thought brooding over can be removed by a pleasant thought. Regarding concentration, we have to be realistic, practical. For an analogy, if you go to a gold mine and start digging, do you get gold? No, you get only soil. Just ore you get soil. You have to take 1 ton of soil and in a factory process, you get 5 grams of gold. 1 ton means 1,000 kilograms of soil. Needs to be processed to get 5 grams of gold. And you are richer by that much. 5 grams. If you want to get 5 grams of gold, plus or minus, you have to start with 1 ton. There is no other way. Similarly, if I sit for 60 minutes in meditation, to expect 60 minutes of deep concentration is being unrealistic. Even if you are peaceful, somewhere towards the end and somewhere, 15 minutes, 10 minutes, count yourself fortunate. Because 15 minutes in 60 is far better ratio than 5 grams in 1 ton. Don't you think so? And I'm sure with time, the 15 minutes becomes little more, little more, little more. But be realistic. Don't expect that the whole meditation period is full of joy and full of concentration. It's not to be. It does take time. It does take time. And to get the 10 minutes of quality joy, peace, some connection, you need to sit for 60 minutes. Don't curse yourself saying that most of the time thoughts were bothering. I didn't have concentration. No, all that was required to get to this 10 minutes of peace. Another example is this. Take a glass and pour some muddy water into that. Observe, the mud starts settling down. Maybe after 30 minutes or 40 minutes, the entire mud comes down and you have a clear layer of water. But it does take that much time, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, whatever, for it to settle. Similarly, when we sit for meditation, the thoughts, mud, start settling. That's why we have Hangsa, Om, even Kriya. They start settling, thoughts start settling. And after some time, maybe after 30 minutes, 40 minutes, then there's a clear layer, clear period, where you can really commune with God in stillness. So it does take time. But if you have only 15 minutes or 20 minutes for meditation, naturally most of the time is gone in the settling down. So you need to give enough time to practice the techniques of meditation and get to that state of clarity. Thoughts settle. One more clue is this. In any meditation period, the first 5 minutes of your meditation set the tone of that meditation. First 5 minutes are most important. Meaning, when you sit for meditation, immediately jump into some meditation. It could be just practicing the presence, or chanting, or hangsa, om, something. Immediately get in. Once you sit here, suppose there is an unfinished problem, something. Sitting here, let me think about it for a couple of minutes, solve it, and then I will be free. Once you start thinking about it, it may be 30, 40 minutes before you start your opening prayer. If it's really a problem, very serious problem, best is get out of the meditation seat, go to your living room, think about the problem, solve it, then come back. But once you sit, immediately jump into some meditation technique, chanting. First 5 minutes are most important. They set the tone. Then, the quality of our meditations improve if we join once in a while in group meditations. Guruji repeatedly said that group meditations help both newcomers as well as veterans. Very, very essential. I would like to share with you only 2 analogies to demonstrate this point. You look at a coal stove where pieces of charcoal are burning red hot. Take one piece of charcoal, keep it aside, and watch what happens to this piece. Slowly, slowly, slowly it loses its heat, becomes black. But before it loses, completely dies down, bring it back to the stove. It picks up. Same thing with us. Here we are here this week. Convocation. There's a lot of inspiration. We take new resolutions. Now on, I want to be more serious. And we get back home, there slowly, slowly, slowly the environment is such that that inspiration is gone. But if you completely lose that inspiration, again bring back yourself to a group. There again it picks up. It's essential. Don't always calculate as some do. I have to spend 2 hours in travel to meditate for an hour and a half. I can as well do that in my home. That may not happen. 2 hours, it's worth it. Anyway, twice a day you are meditating in your home. It's only once a week or once in 2 weeks that you have to go to a group. It is essential. There, while meditating with others, the vibrations are high, or when the reader reading something may catch, and that will stick with you. So that inspiration always there. Another example I can quote is this. What is the goal or destination of any river? Every river would eventually want to meet ocean, every river. But there are small streams, many small streams, they can't make it, they dry. But if only a small stream somehow joins a mighty river like Ganges or Mississippi or something, it is assured of its water going into ocean. That's it. As an individual, I may not have so much resistance in this world to oppose the power of Maya. But if I just join a group, the power of group is such that somehow I am sure of my destination. So group meditations. That is why Guruji has laid so much importance on that. And we have hundreds of group meditation centers all over the globe. Take advantage. Next point, regularity. Guruji said, the most destructive shaft of Maya delusion is unwillingness to meditate. For by this attitude, one prevents himself from tuning in with God and Guru. Maya delusion is there. And the job assigned to Maya delusion is to keep man away from God. And if Maya delusion can somehow keep us away from meditation, it is assured of its victory. So it comes somehow the unwillingness to meditate. That is something we have to work on. That can only be done by regular meditation, making it a habit. Sri Sri Damataji said, you will be a beginner even after 20 years if you are not regular at meditation. You will be a beginner even after 20 years if you are not regular at meditation. No, beginner has questions. How do I keep my spine straight, gaze at Kutastha and thoughts? And the same questions you would be asking after 5 years, 12 years, 20 years, if you are not regularly meditating. Same questions. So regularity is the key to master. Let me share with you a piece of advice I received from a friend of mine way back in 1979, 30 years back, when I was a student. I just started meditation. He advised me, never think whether to meditate or not. Just sit down and meditate. You come home after work at 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the evening, and think for a little while, should I meditate today? If I just think, should I meditate? Immediately you have very valid answer, coming from within. Today I had a long day. You are tired. Other family members are waiting for supper. That important news item on TV. That serial. Anyway, Guruji will understand. You can compensate by a long meditation tomorrow. Interestingly, I never think whether to eat or not. No? A little late, a little early. Little more or little less, I eat. I never think whether to sleep or not. But when it comes to meditation, there is an option. Convince yourself that meditation is essential for me. Meditation is essential for me. If I have to live a life freedom from fears and worries, I need to meditate. Meditation is essential for me. When you get up in the morning, why should there be a question, today should I meditate? It could be just before brushing the teeth or after brushing the teeth. Or before bath or after bath, it's a matter of habit. Doesn't matter. But we need to meditate in the morning before we get out. to catch up with our duties. We need to meditate. There's no question. There's no question. Let me also share with you the experience of another devotee. This devotee had a contract with Guruji. You know contract? Pact. He would say, Guruji, regularity at meditation is my responsibility, but going deep into meditation is your responsibility. Doesn't it make sense? How much control you have on the depth of your meditations? You never know when you are going deep or when it's going to be shallow. So that part he has given it to Guruji. But this devotee did not say, unless Guruji's grace is there, how can I meditate? Only when God's blessings are there, I can meditate. He did not say, I'm not going to depend on their blessings for that. Regularity at meditation is my responsibility. But going deep into meditation, something beyond my control, that is your responsibility, Gurudev. And let me tell you, this devotee, after years, with tears of gratitude, said, I have always received more than what I needed, more than what I deserved, more than what I expected. My only investment is regularity. Regularity. Everything came from God. More than what I deserved, more than what I needed and expected. In his case, the quote comes to pass, which says, if you start walking towards God, God starts running towards you. Who covers more distance? Anyway, 25% is our effort, 75% is from God and Guru. But the 25% regularity should be there. That depends completely on your own blessing. That is very important. Next, faith. This is an important ingredient in our spiritual life and for success in meditation. One needs to have faith in the path he has chosen and in the Guru. That's not enough. One needs to have faith in himself, in herself. We all assembled here because we have that faith in Kriya Yoga path. We are fortunate to have that faith in this life. And we all have that faith in Paramahansa Yogananda Ji, who can lead us to our cosmic home. That faith we have. We should be happy about it. Otherwise, it takes incarnations to come to this point where one understands that there is a path which can lead me to God. There is a God-realized soul who can take me by hand and lead me. Those two hurdles we already crossed. But do you have faith in yourself? Quite often, devotees say, I know that Paramahansa Yogananda Ji realized God. Dayamata Ji found God. There are many saints who know God. But me? Oh, I don't think so. I don't think so. Because I know my faults, my shortcomings so clearly. I can't hide from myself. With all these faults, how can I? The characteristics of a saint, the nature of a saint is so high, I am nowhere close to that. But remember that God is not a monopoly of Himalayan yogis or ashramites. God is for everyone. He has no favorites. God is for everyone. Guruji said, the only difference between you and Yogananda is that I made the effort. That is the only difference. Otherwise, we are equally eligible for God's grace as any saint on this earth. Each one of us. But devotees rationalize. Even those who sit regularly in meditation, sometimes subconsciously, they may not use this many words, but it is there. Yesterday I meditated, I didn't find God. Day before yesterday I meditated, I did not find God. Last 364 days I have been meditating, there was no God. Today I don't think, anyway let me meditate. Regularity is there. Not that he is going to use these words, but somewhere, somewhere, that rationalization. That is a tool of Maya delusion to discourage us. How does it matter how your meditations went last 364 days? Today is a new day, a new window to eternity. You are imposing the conditions on you, not God. Just the attitude that God is waiting for me and I am going to meet Him. That should be the attitude, and then sit down. Recall the condition of Guruji's mind just before he had an experience in cosmic consciousness for the first time. Let me read out from Autobiography of Yogi. Guruji wrote, I planned to meditate, but my laudable purpose was unshared by disobedient thoughts. They scattered like birds before the hunter. Guruji is confessing, my thoughts scattered like birds before the hunter. Then Swami Yukteswarji calls him, Mukunda, Mukunda, Mukunda. When he comes, Yukteswarji says, I know how you are meditating, with your mind disturbed like leaves in a storm. So Guruji confessed, and that was confirmed by Yukteswarji. Thoughts were like birds before the hunter, are disturbed like leaves in a storm. Few minutes later, Guruji had an experience in cosmic consciousness. God doesn't need a condition. We are putting the conditions. I have to be this way, I have to be that way to have some experience of God today. It won't be worse than this for us. So remember, this evening meditation, you can have some response from God. Any meditation and every meditation you can have. Don't impose conditions on yourself. Have faith in you. Not only in Guruji, not only in the Kriya-yoga path. Have faith in you. I am eligible for a response, and then sit down. One thing, you have to be cautious about what is the response from God. It is not that every day we meditate, we see God like a venerable personage adorning a thorn in an antiseptic corner of the cosmos, blessing you. No, I don't mean that way. But in meditation, at the end of meditation, you can feel a sense of well-being. The problems have not been solved, the conditions have not been solved in that 1 hour or 2 hours of meditation, but still at the end of meditation, in your heart you feel, it's okay, it's all right. Not that right away you had a solution to your problem, but still it's all right. A sense of well-being and assurance, okay. Don't you feel often? That is God's response. And we can have that every day. Or that there is deep peace. And that joy, that joy, really, that unconditional joy. No matter what's happening around me, no matter what's happening to me, still I can be as joyful as this. That is response from God. Day after day, you are eligible and I am eligible. Let's not put any conditions that today I am so disturbed, so restless, I may not have response. And anyway, let me meditate. That's the wrong attitude. Now once, Guruji said to a group of devotees, millions will find God by following this path. One devotee who was in that group thought that Guruji was exaggerating. Millions, that too plural. Then Guruji said emphatically, I mean millions. Millions will find God by following this path. The words of a saint, of an avatar, cannot be taken lightly. And if millions, you know what's a million? 1 followed by 6 zeros. If so many millions are going to find God, can't you be one of them? Can't I be one of them? Can't I be one of those millions? Why not? Why not? I mean, that is the assurance given by Guruji. Millions. Don't impose any conditions on you saying that you are not eligible. Definitely will be a part of that millions. Have faith in yourself. I mean, that is the attitude we should have in general after having come to this path of Kriya Yoga. Remember what Guruji said about Kriya. You don't start your search for God with Kriya Yoga, but you end your search with Kriya Yoga. That means, if you have come to this point where you are given this Kriya gift, that means there are thousands of incarnations behind you, thousands of incarnations of sadhana, of discipline, where you have come to a point where you became eligible to receive this final technique. And it is just the last bend, climax. We don't start our search for God with Kriya, but we end our search. But the last bend itself may take a few incarnations. That's okay. But still is the last bend. Have faith. Next. Stillness. Practice of stillness. Brother Bhaktananda would say that our meditation routine consists of 5 stages. Every meditation schedule. What are the 5 stages? One is prayer. We start our meditations with a prayer. Heavenly Father, Mother, it goes. That takes less than a minute. Or just invoke the presence of God in your own words. You don't have to use the standard prayer. Anything which comes from your heart, invoke God's presence. Takes a minute or so. Second, we have chanting. And if you are meditating alone, chanting may or may not be there. Then you can replace it with reading, just a paragraph or 2, just to put the mind in that frame of devotion. Just reading something or chanting, listening to chant something. Third, meditation technique, practice of the technique. Next, practice of stillness. And fifth and final, practice of devotion. What I find with many devotees is that they start with a prayer, then chanting and reading, then practice of the techniques, and then they just jump to the practice of devotion. Practice of devotion is important. That's where we take the name of God, we talk to God, japa yoga, pray for others, pray for yourself, or any difficult problem is there, bring that and think about it, feel the answer to it. I mean, all that is there, practice of devotion. It's very, very important. That's normally the final stage before we leave meditation. But before that, there is something, stillness, that's very, very important. After meditation technique, you should sit in stillness. Just enjoy the benefit of the effort you have put in practicing the techniques. That stillness is very important. In this stillness, you get absorbed. You feel the presence of just Guruji or God. Not praying, not talking, just be in that presence. Let me share with you what happens to me. Sometimes when I am practicing Kriya, mind is disturbed, restless. Thoughts are going here and there. Then after Kriya, still mind is not there. No stillness. But still, I don't leave it. Then I take name of Guruji, Om Guru, visualizing some picture of Guruji here, Om Guru, mentally I chant. After 3, 4, 5 minutes, invariably dawns that stillness. When that stillness comes, the chanting is gone, just absorbed. Just put yourself in the embrace of Guruji or in the presence of God. You assume that Guruji is in your heart, just feel. Or you are in the heart of Guruji. And sometimes I visualize that beautiful picture of Guruji with a puppy in his pocket. Like puppy, I keep watching Guruji. I am the puppy. And it's bringing in God. And you are together with Guru. There is no conversation. Or just before Christmas, I bring in Christ. Those few weeks. Before Janmashtami, Bhagavan Krishna. Just be in that consciousness. I suggest that you go to the photo gallery on level 5. There I saw numerous beautiful pictures of Guruji. They are still helping me after I watch them. Just watch every picture, get it registered in your mind. And that stillness, you can bring in some. Just pour out, be one with Him. That is stillness, there is no talking. Then you feel, what is this meditation all about? Why? Saints say that meditation gives us joy. That stillness always comes with a sense of joy, that feeling. Never miss that. Never miss that. It's very, very important. It's not blank mind. We are not thinking of anything, but we are experiencing. We are experiencing the joy, always. No, initially it wasn't there for me, after my techniques. But still, after a couple of minutes I wait, Om Guru, Om Guru, Om Guru, Om Guru. That urgency is there, that calling. After 3-4 minutes, then dawns that stillness, and there are days when I can spend 30, 40, even 1 hour just like that. Just like that. No activity, but that is deep activity inside, just enveloped. I mean, it is that important. And when it fades, when you have to leave, then towards the end, practice of devotion. Then talk to God, pray for others, pray for yourself. All that can be done. Do japa yoga, whatever you wish. It's more devotional. Chanting, you can take up another, chant once again. Feeling, But stillness is of utmost importance. In fact, if I am to give you only 1 or 2 keys to deepen your meditation, I would say 1 is regularity, 2 is practice of stillness. These 2 are of utmost importance for success in our daily meditations. Let me share with you a short story. One devotee came out of his meditation. Someone asked, "What did you do in your meditation?" He said, "I was communing with God." The next question was, "What did you tell God?" He said, "I did not tell anything to God. I was listening." That was followed by another question. "Then what did God tell you?" God did not tell anything either. He was also listening. That is true communion, where neither God nor devotee needs to talk. In the ultimate sense, who is talking to whom? I am communing with my higher self. It's not talking. It's deep communion with my higher self. That can happen only in stillness. That doesn't happen when we are practicing Hangsa, Kriya or Om, or when we are praying for others, devotion. No, it happens only in stillness. That is why the meditation techniques, Hangsa, Om, Kriya, are to be treated as vehicles to take us to a point where we start meditating, communing with God in deep silence. Very active. Your razor sharp awareness is there. It's not subconsciousness, sleeping and all. You are aware that you are joyful. You are aware. That is stillness. You need to give time, practice. I would say this. If you have just 60 minutes for your meditation, plan your meditation. Last 15 minutes for stillness. And then pray for others. You plan. There's no point in filling the entire time with techniques. You plan your meditation, each meditation. What happens in a daily situation is different. I was reminded of a story. One person was to attend an urgent meeting in another city, an officer. He took a flight, went to that city, got off the plane, and hired a taxi and told him, the driver, please go as fast as you can. And then he started looking into his documents, sitting in the back seat. A little later, he raised his head and found that the taxi was going an unfamiliar route. Then he asked driver, driver, where are you going? He answered simply, sir, I am going as fast as I can, as per your instructions. As fast as you can. Miss the point. Where are you going? And sometimes we do the same thing, no? I energize, come, start meditating, after prayer, chanting, eating, or whatever it is. 10 minutes of hangsa, or if I am generous on that day, maybe 12 minutes. And then my hand goes here, arm rest, Om. Another 10 minutes or 15 minutes. Then Kriya, and then pray for others. Om, peace, Amen. As fast as I can. As accurately as I can. Like a drill. Step 1, 2, 3, 4. I did my meditation. Miss the point. Miss the point. That is why I would say the 5 stages are this: prayer, chanting or reading, practice of meditation technique, stillness, meditation technique, stillness, meditation technique, stillness, and then practice of devotion. What I mean to say is, if you practice hangsa for 10 minutes, after that, immediately don't jump into Om or Kriya. After 10 minutes of hangsa, enjoy stillness. If it is not there, you create it. That makes a difference in your practice of meditation. Then go to Om. After Om again, just enjoy stillness. And then Kriya. At the end of Kriya, longest period of stillness. That is our major period of stillness anyway. But even after hangsa and Om, there must be some stillness. I mean, make it a point. Make it a point. It is that important. Stillness. Stillness. After hangsa, stillness. Then meditations become completely different for you. You look for that. You look for that. When you do this regularly, you come to a point where you will say, each one of you, it is not difficult for me to sit for meditation, but it is difficult for me to get up from meditation. Don't you agree with me? Can't you visualize some situations when you are really so deep, you don't feel like getting up, but you need to catch up with your other duties and responsibilities. And that can happen every day if you give time for stillness. It is not difficult for me to sit for meditation, but it is difficult for me to get up from meditation. Make these words your own. Regularity and stillness are the keys. So we are living in a world where we always look for results. It's natural, target-oriented life, job. What am I getting if I do this? It's natural. We are living in such a world. If you don't deliver the results, you are out. That's where we are living. And we bring that into meditation also. Subconsciously, I am spending so much time, what I am getting? One saint said, he gave beautiful advice to us. He said, don't be like an ordinary soldier who works and asks for his wages at the end of each day. But be like a noble officer who works with dignity and loyalty, knowing that all his needs will be taken care of. Do you understand that? A daily wage laborer, he works for 8 hours a day, and at the end of 8 hours, where is my wage? I work, where is the wage? But a noble officer doesn't do that. He works knowing that at the end of the month, the salary is going into his bank, which will take care of his needs. Isn't it so? Now tell me, do you want to be an ordinary soldier or a noble officer? Why silence? I thought it's a very simple question. What do you want to be? Noble officer. That's fine. Okay. But what do we do? Again, subconsciously. We sit for meditation, an hour of meditation. Again, if you are generous, maybe an hour and a quarter on that day. At the end of meditation, where is my wage? I have meditated for an hour and a quarter. I want peace of mind. I want to feel that inner joy, or healing, or solution to my problem. Where is it? That's my wage. If you are getting discouraged at the end of each meditation, you are behaving like an ordinary soldier. Let's not be that way. But just let's meditate, knowing that the reward, although I don't feel the way I want, it's being credited into my astral bank account, which will come to my rescue at a more appropriate time. Isn't it true? So many times you say that I was in great difficulty, I didn't even pray, but somehow Guruji sent the help. Someone came, someone did this, that. It's not arbitrarily that help came to you. That's coming from your astral bank. So in fact, the other way, sometimes I feel, meditation is going well, morning, evening, day after day after day. So what's wrong? Am I depleting my astral bank? Rather than depositing there, I'm feeling so joyful, everything is going fine. Even sometimes I'm a little bit worried, Every day is so joyous. So if once in a while, if you are not feeling, or even continuously, don't think that reward is being denied. It's being just credited into your astral bank account. No effort goes in vain. Just one small story, and then we close. In our ashram, we have long meditations on Thursdays. We have normal working hours. Throughout the day we work. And then 5:30 to 9, 3.5 hours, we have exercise and meditation. One newcomer in the ashram, he had a little bit difficulty. Because there is no rest time, working up to 4:30, then having a little bit of recreation and shower and coming for meditation. Initially, he was feeling difficult, Body would not cooperate, thoughts would not be obedient, etc. But just for sake of discipline, he went on. But it was endurance test. Every Thursday, whenever Thursday comes, by afternoon itself, he would say, again Thursday, evening long meditation. Because everyone is meditating, he can't get up. He has to necessarily sit there, but somehow he was forcing it, although there was difficulty. Thursday after Thursday, he was going on. This endurance test was continuing. It was going on and on, but he stuck to the discipline. After some time, he found that Thursday this problem was continuing. But he found that Friday morning meditations have become effortless, sweeter, and deeper. How? Because after Thursday, putting the effort for 3.5 hours, then he goes to his bed with the thought of God. Then next day morning is so fresh and he felt the result. Thursday evening was the effort, Friday morning was the result. It's not that result always immediately follows the effort. Sometimes it comes with a delay. Do you agree with me? You may be having a long meditation on a Sunday in the temple or in the group meditation center. Immediately you may not feel, but on a Monday or Tuesday you could feel that interiorization, that peace. Isn't it true? Now, I would like to stretch it a little bit. I consider this entire life is Thursday evening meditation. I will go on putting my effort, Thursday evening meditation. Because I am very sure after my long sleep, I will get up in my next incarnation to see a Friday morning. A little closer to God, a little dearer to God. Do you agree? This whole life. But I know it's not going to be that difficult. The same devotee I am talking about, he's not feeling that way now, initially. Later, even Thursday evening also becomes joyful effort. But I have decided that the whole life is a Thursday evening meditation effort because I'm looking forward to that. So in this journey, am I alone? Is there anyone to travel with me? Yes. We all travel this Thursday evening together to see a better Friday morning next time. Jai Guru, Jai Ma.